Senator Tammy Duckworth, Democrat of Illinois, sits on the Armed Services Committee, where Senator Tuberville is blocking all military promotions. She's a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel, Purple Heart recipient, and Iraq War veteran, and she joins me now. Senator, you made some progress today. Where do things stand?
Well, we made progress in confirming 3 officers, but as soon as those officers were confirmed, the people who to replace them are now in line. So we just added 3 more names to the list of officers who have to be confirmed. So we actually didn't reduce the number of officers who needed to be confirmed in order to take up these incredibly important jobs, whether it is a chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff or our general that is our liaison to NATO at a time when we've got this war in Ukraine, to officers who are in charge of logistics in the Pacific Theater. So we didn't decrease the number of officers waiting to be confirmed, but we did get 3 people to be able to, on their way to be able to do their job and defend our national security.
So this Senate procedure is just helplessly Byzantine and Baroque. But my understanding is that it would take the Senate approximately 700 hours of floor time to do this for all of them, basically, to individually process and vote on hundreds of military officers whose promotions are being blocked. That's according to the Congressional Research Service. That's because of the way unanimous consent works and the rules for how long you have to have votes for nominees. So ultimately, right, like, this is a step, but someone's got to get him to stop the hold, or is there a way to escalate past today, I guess is my question.
There's no way. He has to drop the hold. The way it works that we confirm officers is we ask unanimous consent, and all 300. We could do this in about a minute. Go to the floor, say we ask unanimous consent to confirm all of these officers to their positions, and nobody objects, and then it's done. We have 12 days left until a potential government shutdown, and Senator Tuberville is doing this, and it's preventing us from doing the job of the Senate, which is to make sure that our government gets funded. And we're going to be spinning our wheels on this. Yes, we confirmed these 3 officers, but immediately that created 3 new vacancies that we now have to fill. And the list of officers needing to get filled into these positions is only going to grow. I mean, it's almost 300 now. It's going to be well over 300 by the end of the year. And so he is jeopardizing national security. And I was there today when Secretary Austin said, and in a comment to the entire senators that were there for the briefing, with Senator Tuberville present, and you are endangering national security, stop it.
Now, I'm a little confused here. So my understanding of Tuberville's beef is that he doesn't like this Pentagon policy, which I've also been explained to me is just existing policy applied to the need to leave for reproductive services, right? This already exists as a benefit. But then today, am I right?
Yes, this already exists.
Right. Am I right that he then voted against General Brown as chairman of the Joint Chiefs as, like, I don't know if this is he doesn't like the policy, or he doesn't like some of these nominees too, or he's doing both. Like, I really actually have lost the thread here. Yeah.
He has never claimed that any of these people are not qualified to do their jobs. He's never claimed or denied that these are well-qualified officers who should be in these positions. He wants to end an existing Pentagon policy that says if you are a troop, a soldier that's stationed at Fort Novosel, Alabama, and you cannot get the health care that you need, you should be allowed to travel to get the health care that you need. That could be cancer treatment. It could be IVF, like I had IVF. It could be abortion care. And the military will reimburse you for that travel expense. He doesn't like that portion. And so he's been given multiple chances to have a vote on this. He could have had a vote on this during the NDAA process with the defense budget. We offered him a floor vote. His own caucus has given him many votes, and he said no to everything. And now he's holding our national security, and our status as a global leader hostage for a political agenda. And by the way, he's fundraising off of this, if you want to know what his motivations really are.
Yeah, I guess I'm not surprised. I guess, what is the way? I've done a series of interviews. I interviewed Senator Mark Kelly and Senator Amy Klobuchar, and I'm out interviewing you. And I think this issue is probably as close to your sort of area of expertise as anyone that I've talked to. Is there a way? I guess, is there like some creative solution here, or is it basically just that someone has to convince him to stop? That there has to be enough political pain on the Republican Party or on Tommy Tuberville? I mean, he's going to be senator for life in Alabama, as I imagine his expectation, right? So, like, he doesn't care.
Right. He doesn't care. And here's the thing, but this is hurting people across the country. And this is where the Republican caucus, this is on them. They're complicit in this. They need to tell him to stop. They need to pressure him to stop. And they're the only ones who can get him to stop. And by the way, the other way we get around it is what we did tonight, which is Chuck Schumer said, we're going to do these one by one. And if you don't give consent to shorten the time limit, which is 30 hours, then we're going to be here working on a Friday and on a Saturday. And guess what? Magically, Tommy Tuberville said, oh, you know what? I'm not going to object to that. I'm going to allow the time to be shortened this weekend so I can go home to Alabama.
Wait, so he allowed that today?
He allowed that tonight. That's how we got the votes, because if we'd waited the 30 hours on each person, it would have gone into the weekend. And magically, now he allowed the vote to happen.
Is there a thing on earth that anyone hates more than a U.S. senator hates working on a Friday? Does such a thing exist? It does not exist,
I would
submit to you.
I'm working on Friday, but it's crazy.
I didn't mean to generalize, but, it has been my experience.
Right. So what is it? Is he going to do this vote or not? So apparently once it jeopardized, Senator Schumer was very clear. We're going to do this, and we're going to be here working on Friday and Saturday in D.C., showing up for votes whenever that 30-hour expires, unless Tommy Tuberville let us have this vote early, and he did. Now, he voted against it, but he still let us have the vote, and we were able to confirm a new chairman for the Joint Chiefs of Staff. But we have over 300 other officers. What is to say that their jobs are not equally important? What is to say that their families should be left and continue to be left in limbo? We have children who are pulled out of school thinking they're going to move to a new duty station, who can't start at new schools. We have spouses who quit their jobs, who now don't have a job. Well, military families are paying out of pocket because they are in this limbo situation. And officer after officer are doing two jobs, both the one that they're currently assigned to.
Senator Tammy Duckworth, thank you for your time tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.